Welcome to Philosophy and Critical Thinking. In today's video, I'll be going over a popular thought experiment called the impartial observer. The impartial observer comes from Roderick Firth. Firth says that you are to imagine that you are an entity which is omniscient, omnipercipient, disinterested, dispassionate, consistent, but otherwise normal. When he says that you're omniscient, he is saying that you know everything. There's nothing that you don't know. You have all the knowledge that you could possibly have in the world. You are omnipercipient, which means that you're aware of everything that's going on in the world and everything that will go on. It's very similar to being omniscient regarding that you know everything, but just highlights the point that there's nothing that gets past you. There's nothing that you haven't considered. You're aware of everything that has gone on, does go on, and will go on in the world. You are disinterested, which means in this respect that you have no biases. You don't have any special relationships or special interests. You are completely unbiased and there's no conflicts of interest. You are dispassionate regarding that you don't let your passions get in the way of your decisions. You hold no emotions. The emotions don't drive you at all. It's all rational. There's no emotion, no passion, just rationality. You are consistent in respect that you never hold any contradictions in your decision making or in your beliefs. You are completely consistent across the board. You are otherwise normal in respect that when you consider all these other attributes, you are in all other respects any other human being. You may be omniscient, omnipercipient, disinterested, dispassionate, and consistent, but in all other respects, you're just any other human being. Now, imagining that you are such an entity, there are three questions that can be raised from this thought experiment. The first question is, how would you feel about the well-being of animals and people in other countries in contrast to your family and friends from the standpoint of the impartial observer? That's question one. Question two, what actions would you take from the impartial observer's point of view from how you answered question one? Have a think about how the way the world is right now. What actions would you take if you took that impartial observer's point of view? And how does that relate to how you answer question one? For question three, would you consider the impartial observer the ideal way to observe the world? Think about what decisions you'd make. How would you think about all these kinds of things? And would that be the ideal way? Do you think that is the way we ought to strive towards? Or is there something wrong with the impartial observer's way of observing the world? If you want more thought experiments or want some more videos, you can go onto my website, philosophycriticalthinking.com. Also, there's a tutorial in that website on arguments and analogy and thought experiments, if you're interested in going to thought experiments more deeply. Also, I highly recommend the book Introduction to Philosophical Methods by Chris Daly. That's a very good book which goes over some of the basic philosophical methods, which includes thought experiments. If you'd like to stay in tune for more videos, please subscribe and click the bell. Thanks.